Hey, hello everyone. Thanks, Nancy, for letting me know. I'm so glad you're here right now. Thank you, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of this 7-day journey that we've been on with Mother Mary, the 7-day journey of Priestess healing. And so I would love to see who's here. You can write it in the chat, in the live chat. And just so you know, the live chat doesn't get recorded. That part, once the YouTube video is on YouTube, the live chat isn't part of it anymore. It's just the comments afterwards, if you put comments there. So thank you, those of you who've been here since day 1. Welcome anybody who's watching this for the first time today. And whenever you began, trust that it is exactly the right time. The last thing I want to do, that I want to add, is a feeling of you, is the thought of you feeling behind. So let's release that thought and trust that you are exactly on time. You're exactly where you need to be. And so, good morning, Patty. I want to just bring forward this beautiful energy of new month, right? We started a new month yesterday, and there's the energy of new beginnings, of crossing a threshold, of stepping into a new cycle of growth. And that's true whenever you're watching this. So if you're watching this and it doesn't have to happen to be the beginning of a month, trust that whatever it is that is the energy of this gathering is woven into the transmissions whenever you watch them, regardless of when you watch them. Welcome, Destiny. And so let's take a moment to just take a few breaths together and just allow yourself to arrive, like arrive in this new cycle. We have crossed the halfway point of this 7-day journey. Here we are on day 5. And bring your awareness to your pelvis and your hips and visualize those roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep, 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 deep into the earth. Trust that your roots know what to do. Trust that your roots are supporting you, that they are supporting your expansion, your growth. And that, all of the meditations we've done since day 1, all of the inner journeys with Mother Mary, all of the teachings, everything is getting woven. I keep using the word woven today. It keeps getting woven into your energy body, into your physical body, into your spiritual and mental body, your emotional body. And so your roots have been fertilized and nurtured through these first 4 days, and now here on day 5. And so as you feel that, then visualize yourself or intend that you're breathing in all of that earth energy, that Mother Earth energy. Hello, Maureen. Hello, Zoe. So good to see you. And that earth energy moving up your legs, up your back, up to the crown of your head. And so you're feeling so grounded and so present and so held by Mother Earth. And then just all of that energy cascading down, bathing your third eye, landing in your heart as we bring the palms of our hands in our beautiful heart. And as you breathe into your heart, I welcome you. I invite you to just say yes, saying yes to your soul, to your connection with Mother Mary, with Spirit, with the divine, with all of the ascended masters, your guardian angels, the archangels. When you say yes in this sacred space, you're only saying yes to what supports your highest good. And so I feel this energy of receiving that is so strong today, this energy of receptivity, this energy of tenderness, the tenderness to receive all of the blessings that are here for you. And so, relaxing your hands, I want to share with you the card of today. And it was just so interesting. So, I usually pull them, from the Mother Mary Oracle, the deck, but I was kind of rushing around this morning and I had my phone. So, I was like, I'm going to do it on the app because there's a handy app, by the way, if you want to purchase the app. I mean, it has nothing to do with me. It's Alana Fairchild, but it's so handy to have it. So, I was like, okay, Mother Mary. So, you just kind of, I said a prayer. I was like, what's your message for today for our gathering? And I got this card and I turned it over and I was like, I have not seen this card in so long. And I have had this deck for a very long time. So it's Our Lady of Answered Prayers. So I'm going to hold it close. Look at how beautiful. Our Lady of Answered Prayers. I don't know if you can tell she's holding a heart. It's a number 7, Our Lady of Answered Prayers. And so I came to my actual deck and I was like, okay, I'm going to look for the card to show it to everyone. And it's not in here. I was like, this is why I haven't seen it. So I trust that I somehow must have mixed it in with another Oracle deck. Who knows? But I thought it was how amazing that Mother Mary, that's the message she had for us today, Our Lady of Answered Prayers. And she figured out a way for me to get that card, even though clearly it's been missing from my deck for months. So I'm going to read this a little bit to you of what she's saying here. It says, this oracle brings a profound message of peace. Not a little message, not a subtle message, a profound message of peace. In that your prayers are being answered now. Now, that's what this says. Not later, not soon, like now. So really, no wonder she really wanted me to get this card today. It says, feeling the relief of this realization can help that answer reach you more quickly. A soft, receptive heart, rather than a heart hardened by fear or expectation of disappointment, can be touched by the divine more easily. I'm just going to read that sentence one more time. It says, a soft, receptive heart, rather than a heart hardened by fear or expectation of disappointment, can be touched by the divine more easily. How perfect is that? So here, Mother Mary found a way for me to get this message, right? I would have never thought of looking at my app this morning. I always do it with the cards. For this card, this message of your prayers are being answered now. And that added reminder that our job with our prayers being answered is to receive them. So it says a soft, receptive heart. And if you think of all the days leading up to today, yesterday we traveled into our heart's temple with that beautiful rose quartz, right? And those questions that came forward of what is your heart's desire for your life, your career, your leadership. So I feel like these 4 days, Mother Mary and your soul, like they've been watering our heart. They've been watering our energy body. They've been softening the resistance. They've been softening. I was so touched by that, right? The fear, the expectation of disappointment. Like, oh, I don't want to get my hopes up, right? Like we've, so many of us, I know I have had in my life, many disappointments, that were really traumatic. And so it's very normal that parts of us would develop this defense mechanism of like, well, I'm not going to get my hopes up too high. I'm not going to, set my sights too high or my standards or expectations really high because I don't want to be disappointed. And so Mother Mary here is saying, let's release that fear, that trauma, trusting that your soul, that Mother Mary, that God, the divine spirit knows exactly what that answered prayer is meant to look like for you. And with this message of your answered prayer is here now. So together, and of course, I'm being reminded of whatever day it was where we did the whole, I think it was day 2, or maybe it was day 1, whenever it was, of releasing the fear of miracles. And what is a miracle? I mean, there's so many ways to define miracles, but miracles often is like that answered prayer that happens in that holy instant. You know, something we've been working on for years, something that has been in our heart for possibly lifetimes. And we find ourselves in a situation and suddenly we're like, whoa, like that would have triggered so much pain in me before, or before I would have responded in a different way, or before that would have taken forever and it happened so quickly, or that money just showed up by in the weirdest, strangest way, but it's here, or, you know, like that. Again, we get hardened because of trauma and disappointments and just the initiations of our life. And yet here, you know, that's why, you know, I'm understanding now this journey, these 7 days of priestess healing. Like when I said yes to this, I thought it was going to be, I don't know what I thought, but I thought and it might still include this in the remaining days, but I thought it was going to be like, you know, awakening our priestess tools and our psychic tools and all of that. And of course, I was surrendered to whatever was going to come forward. And what's come forward is so perfect, right? Is healing the blocks, softening our heart, releasing the fears to the miraculous, releasing, you know, going through your day, whenever that was, day 3 or day 2, where we did that, where with Mother Mary and your soul, you looked at a typical day for you from morning till evening to notice where Mother Mary was saying, here in these moments, insert a interrupter ritual, right? Insert a moment of soul receiving. So it's all been these really practical day-to-day teachings and activations, because that's how beloved you are. That's how known you are. That's how important you are to the divine. That God Spirit understands your needs. It's not just, oh, go do this service, which is of course part of why, you know, why we're here, but it's like, I know you, I know what you need. And the divine knows that those prayers in our heart are there for a reason. And so I love that we are going to step into this place of tenderness and receptivity to receive your answered prayers now. And what's coming forward is that as you do this, you become an answered prayer for others. I know that might sound strange or too big or something, but that's really what I'm hearing, that as we allow ourselves to go through this courageous process of trusting, of becoming open, of dropping the defenses, the old protections, to receive our answered prayers, we become an answered prayer for others. This doesn't mean that you have to go rescue people, any of that. You will be an answered prayer in whatever way the divine will orchestrate that in the perfect way, whether it's by a conversation you have with someone, whether it's by a smile, a touch, a gaze, energy healing that you send, a class, a book, your business. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and thousands, really thousands of ways. And the truth is that if you're here, I know you already are that you have been that for humanity. But when, again, going back to Our Lady of Guadalupe's message, right, in the Guadalupe gathering in December for 2022, she said, I need leaders. Part of being a leader is being a leader in this prayer movement, right? This reclaiming what that really means. So knowing that the divine feminine leadership is always efficient and it always benefits the whole. So as you do this for yourself, as you step into this place of trust and faith and releasing the defenses, releasing the fears, releasing any place in our heart that is hardened for good reasons, right? There's no judgment. But as you release that, you are helping to release it for the collective. you, and it might be even, I'm getting this image of you driving in your car, or walking down your block, or going to your child's or grandchild's soccer game, or whatever, these mundane tasks where you might not be thinking, I'm an answered prayer, I'm gonna, you're just being you. But because of the practices, because of your prayer, your courage, your decisions, your everything, in that moment, the divine can use your body as this beautiful vessel that is sending miracles out to people you might not even know. You might not even know how you have touched them. Thank you, Zoe. So Zoe saying, I love that we become answered prayers for others. Yes, and that we receive the blessing first. Yes, thank you, Zoe, for that. And which reminds me of that blessing from Mother Mary that I forgot when it first came in a retreat or something I was leading, you are blessed and you are a blessing. You are blessed and you are a blessing. You are blessed and you are a blessing. She wasn't just like, go bless others. It was like, you are blessed and you are a blessing. It's like, you are blessed as you bless others, right? That has been the teaching that's come forward. And as I've said before, we teach what we came here to learn. And so I know that I keep repeating that because that is one of my biggest lessons in this lifetime. Is that as I keep saying yes, as I keep showing up to my leadership, as I keep stretching past my comfort zone of leadership, of service, of love, that my prayer is I want to continue to do that. And I want to do that in a way that I am also blessed, that I am blessed. I am not interested in the path of martyrdom. I've done that. We've all done that. It's not sustainable and it's not what the world needs. And so I wanted to show you as I was sitting here preparing and I was, realizing I don't have the answered prayer card, but okay, perfect. I'm going to show the phone. I turned over, and you might know or might not know, I love orchids. I love flowers, as many of us do. I love orchids. And for a long time, I would, Greg would buy me, Greg's my husband, he would buy me an orchid, and it was so beautiful, and it would bloom for a few months, and then it would just stop, and I would never be able to get it to come back. And then we moved into this house, and we've been here now, over 10 years. And it was like orchid central, like really like my orchid, Greg got me another orchid, and it came back, and I was like, oh my gosh, so now I have 6 orchids that I love, and they just bloom at the perfect time. So anyway, there's a white one already blooming, but I turned over, and one of my favorite ones, I want to show it to you. I was like, oh my gosh, so if you see the purple, oh, I love this orchid. So when I turned over, I was like, oh my gosh, this orchid is part of the medicine of today's transmission. So see all the little buds and orchids, as you probably know, so there, look at it, receive the love. So I'm going to put it here, are very sensitive, which, they need just the right ingredients, sun and warmth and light and love, really, and to blossom and grow and flourish. And I read at one time that a term for highly sensitive people in this book, and she called them orchid people. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an orchid person for sure. And so, I know Mother Mary is often associated with roses, and I totally know. I'm wearing my Mother Mary rose pendant, my silver one. And I also know that orchids are another way that Mother Mary connects with us, and another way that fairies and the elemental realm connect with us. And so as we get ready to enter the meditation space, we're going to welcome Orchid Medicine. And one thing I learned recently when I went to the Botanic Gardens a few weeks ago, it was the most amazing, beautiful display of orchids. I literally started crying. I just walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so overwhelmed in a good way. I was just like, and was orchids from all over the world. But one thing I learned is that orchids, you might know this, I didn't, have the most flowering it's the most species of flowers are orchids. And the part of the reason, and they survive in all these really amazing ways, is that their seeds are super tiny. They're like tiny. They're like the tiniest seed. And so they had all these different seeds, and the orchid seed was so small. And I felt like, oh my gosh, this is a message for all of us. Like, here are these seeds that are so tiny. And that's part of the reason they've been able to thrive for so long in such vast spaces. And so, as in the priestess path, we, when I was there, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the priestesses of the world, right? That we have gone through so much. There's been so many cycles of trying to really destroy the priestess medicine. Whether you're consciously aware of that or not, you feel it in your DNA, right? All of the ways that priestesses have been persecuted. I mean, it still happens in this lifetime, but certainly in past lives, in other lifetimes, and other times in history, where priestesses were silenced, tortured, killed, all sorts of things, which is part of the reason why many of us, when we're first called to the priestess path, shy away from or frankly have total resistance to that word and to the path. And yet here we are in this lifetime where, as the title of my book, Priestess Rise Up, we are being called once, because the truth is the priestesses were never killed off. Even through all of the horrible violence that has been inflicted on them, we were always there. It's like, I think of the orchids, little seeds that were still there just waiting. Sometimes we had to wait or do our work in hiding. And yet here we are in this lifetime, and it's not that lifetime anymore. It's a lifetime where we are to be seen, just like these orchids here, that are all like amazingly, gorgeous and beautiful and stand out and call your attention. And so Mother Mary, as she said when she appeared as Our Lady of Guadalupe hundreds of years ago, when she said, in Spanish, well, I'll say it in Spanish, que no estoy aquí, que soy tu madre. Am I not here, who am your mother? And so Mother Mary, is here to remind you of that as you step forward to be seen, and as you step forward to lead and to shine your beautiful self that you are, and to receive your answered prayers, just like the orchid that needs exactly the right everything. Even though it's so resilient, it needs the right ingredients, and so do you. And the divine isn't saying, just toughen up and, just hustle through it and sacrifice. That was mostly came from organized religion, but they're saying, let yourself receive your answered prayer. Let yourself receive your answered prayer. Let yourself become the answered prayer for humanity. And let yourself shine like the beautiful orchids. Be willing to be in the spotlight, whatever that means for you. That is really coming through very strongly right now. So I'm going to repeat that. Like, be willing to be in the spotlight. And I know that for many of us, being in the spotlight is scary, because in the spotlight in other lifetimes or in this lifetime, we were hurt. So we learned to hide and be in the background. But that's no longer how we can help. And so, Destinies, I love what you're sharing. Thank you of your revelation that you had of who and what I am and what you're ready. Yes, thank you for that. And that is, right? This is about revealing. There was an Instagram live I did. I'm doing so many things I honestly don't remember, last week or something. But what came through was like, I just remember it was green Tara, and there was a line that it was like, you don't need to prove yourself, just reveal yourself. That's what it was. You no longer need to prove yourself, just reveal yourself. So that's reminding me of that, Destiny. And Zoe, Mother Mary's tending to us as her orchids. Absolutely. Yes. And so let's step into the spotlight together, priestesses. So let's go into this meditation with the orchids and Mother Mary and your beautiful soul. So take some nice cleansing breaths. Close your eyes. Notice your body. Take a moment to reconnect to the earth if you feel ungrounded in any way. Connect to the soil. Connect to the flowers. And then settling into your beautiful heart. Welcoming the energy of tenderness. Welcoming the energy of sensitivity. And I know there might be parts that have been used to judging your sensitivity or believing that that is a weakness. I know I have parts that have thought that. And so we send those parts compassion. And yet in this moment, we're embracing this. Embrace your tenderness, embrace your sensitivity, embrace your receptivity, embrace your openness. Remembering that there is a circle of grace and protection and love around each of you who are here live, each of you who are watching the replay, around our collective group. So it's safe. It's safe for you to embrace your tenderness, your sensitivity, your openness, your receptivity. And as you set that intention, notice in your heart a beautiful purple, pink, kind of like lavender, like the color of the orchid I showed. Beautiful purple, lavender, soft pinks. And as you take in that color, you notice a beautiful velvety texture. And you realize you're looking at a petal. And you notice, oh, these are petals of an orchid. And so you start to see this beautiful orchid in your heart, this orchid bloom. And some petals are really open. Some are just like the baby petals, right? They're starting to curl open. And so as you look at this beautiful orchid in your heart, send it love, send it this energy of appreciation, of welcome. Welcome this orchid in your heart. And as you welcome it, notice that it starts to open even more. It starts to, the petals that were curled start to open. It starts to grow. It is responding with joy to your welcome. And as it does, this ray of violet light starts to flow from its center. So this orchid in your heart is radiating this violet ray right in front of you. It's radiating out of your heart into the space in front of you. And there appears a beautiful purple violet path. And there are orchids lining this path on your left and on your right. So all of these beautiful wild orchids, all different colors and sizes and shapes. And as you look at their beautiful faces, right, their beautiful blooms, you can almost see like, oh my gosh, they're like smiling at you. They're honoring you. They're welcoming you as you step on this orchid path, this purple ray. And so stand on that path and receive this blessing from the orchids. They are blessing your sensitivity. They are blessing your receptivity. They are blessing your openness. They are blessing it with trust and faith and strength. And as you receive that blessing, before you now stands Mother Mary. And she's wearing these beautiful lavender purple robes that have all of these beautiful woven orchids. I've never seen Mother Mary with orchids this way. So just all of these orchids woven into her cloak. And she's wearing a crown of orchids, beautiful orchid flowers. And so just receive her beauty, her love. All of this here in this beautiful orchid garden. And in her hand, she is holding a beautiful pot with a beautiful orchid. And notice what color it is for you. It might be white, it might be purple, it might be yellow, it might be blue, whatever color. Notice what color is the orchid that Mother Mary, that she's holding in that pot as a gift for you. Just notice. I'll take a moment. I'm going to be silent for a few moments to just notice that orchid. Notice what details you see. And she hands you this beautiful pot with this beautiful orchid. And as you hold that pot with that orchid in your hands start to vibrate and feel this energy coming from the orchid. It's coming into your hands and up your arms, traveling to your whole body, this beautiful tingly energy, vibration, sensation. It's like the orchid is doing Reiki. It's sending you this beautiful energy. And you realize that it is activating your ability to receive your answered prayers. For this orchid, and all the orchids are letting you know that they have no problem receiving their answered prayers. They are so receptive to the grace of the Divine Mother. And so this orchid that Mother Mary has handed you is activating your remembrance of that. That is your divine birthright to receive miracles, to receive your answered prayers, to receive the healing, to receive the remembering, to receive the love and the abundance, and always health, abundance of vitality, abundance of rest when you need it, abundance of financial security and stability, abundance of support, friends, networking, connections for your businesses. And so just receive as you hold this orchid, this beautiful activation from Mother Mary's gift of this orchid to you. And as you are here, there in that garden, you ask Mother Mary, what are the answered prayers that I need to best serve my divine purpose? What are those prayers in my heart that I might not even know are there, that will help me best serve my divine purpose? What are those prayers? What are those prayers that will support me in fulfilling my divine purpose? And whether you heard it or not, trust that she answered you and it will be revealed at exactly the right time. And so thank all of the orchids in this garden, and thank this orchid that you're holding in your hand, this pot. And as you thank it, notice how it starts to shimmer and starts to dissolve into this beautiful glittery energy. You're looking at the energy body of this orchid and its pot. And that beautiful energy is being infused in your heart. And so you look at Mother Mary. She smiles at you with so much love. She's so delighted that you made it to this orchid garden. It's been waiting for you. And just give her an embrace as she embraces you, reminding you that she's always, always available. And you walk back on that purple violet path. You walk back towards your heart. You walk back in your heart with that beautiful purple, lavender, pink orchid. You step fully into your body and into the space where you are. You feel the earth underneath you. We ask your soul to help integrate this meditation, this journey, this activation, this healing across all space and time, across all timelines, and on all 4 levels of your being: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. And to help calibrate your chakras, your energy, your aura to an appropriate size for the rest of your day. And then coming back, gently opening your eyes, stretching, drinking water if you have it. Perhaps rubbing your hands or whatever you need to do to come back and feel free to share anything that came to you. Like for me, it was when I asked that question about what are the prayers, I wanted it to be something like really big. I'm not sure what I wanted, but it was like when I asked that question, what prayers do I need answered so I can serve my divine mission more fully? And right away I heard joy and ease and flow. And it was this like, so interesting, right? Because I know we can take this so seriously, which of course is beautiful. This is something that's sacred, but the ego can make it like this serious, heavy thing. And for me, that was the prayer, is like, how, help me continue to serve my divine mission and bring the ease, the flow, the joy so that I can sustain it, right? So that was mine. I'm going to spray some Palo Santo spray. It smells so good. I'm sending you that Palo Santo energy. So if there's anything you want to share, feel free to do that. And if I'm just feeling this orchid is like so happy. I feel like my orchids got so happy with that meditation. So I will pull a card for you if you would like me to. This is a special just part of this that I've been able to do, because I know I'm not going to be able to do it for the rest of my YouTubes, but it felt right for this. Destiny saying, for healing all of trauma and abuse aspects of me. Thank you, Destiny. That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And how perfect to do it in the orchid garden. Keep opening my heart like the flowers in the orchid she gave me. It was deep purple. Oh, I love that, Zoe. Yes. Mine, I wanted it to be orange because I saw this beautiful, like fiery orange orchid. I've never seen that color before. I saw it a few weeks ago, and Greg's trying to find it to buy it for me. But it wasn't, it was blue. It was this blue that I don't actually think in the earth plane we have blue orchids that way, but it was this like sapphire blue orchid that was like shimmery. So that was really beautiful. Thank you. So let's do Destiny. And I was guided to do the Star Temple Oracle. So let's Destiny, let's see what card is for you. Oh, so perfect. You got the little star, divine. My inner child is whole and complete. Look at this. Remember how we started this? The answer to prayer card. Your prayer is answered now. Now our only work now is to receive that answer. So this feels so perfect for your prayer, Destiny. Thank you, Diane, for sending the orchid energy. And Patty, oh, thank you, Patty. I'm glad that it was powerful. Yeah, I was so, I didn't plan that, but when I sat here and saw my purple orchid, I was like, oh gosh, you're going to be part of this. So Patty, oh my gosh, I shuffled, but you got the same card. So here we go. The little star, divine. My inner child is whole and complete. Look at that. And I know, Patty, you were part of the Sophia Circle last time. And so this is reminding me of the Phoenix child, right? So in the Sophia Code, which I know some of you have read, it's like our Phoenix child is our healed child, right? It's that little master within, our inner guru, our little child that's so creative and just we is such a part of us. So I love that she's shown up for you, Destiny, and for you, Patty. How perfect. Maureen and then Zoe. Oh my gosh. Maureen, beautiful. You got beloved Zeus. So male energy, divine masculine. But this is divine masculine and divine feminine. It says lovers. This cosmic union is destined for greatness. So this card really it can represent a lot of things, but it really represents the internal marriage of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, which is so powerful because when we step into that, we can birth, you become the sacred mother and sacred father to your creations. So this is so beautiful and perfect. And all of that red just reminds me of Mary Magdalene. So that's so beautiful, Maureen. Love that. Let me go back up. Zoe, let's see what comes for you. Yes, Zoe, I agree. It's such a beautiful inner child card. And then we got 2 of them. Oh my gosh. Sometimes when I do this, like 20 cards when I come up, and there's no time for 20 cards. What's the one card? Here we go. Zoe, again, masculine and feminine, we have here gateways of light, infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Check out this golden snake. Yesterday, snake came up. Look at this. Look at this gorgeous card. That golden serpent, that masculine, feminine, that divine marriage. Again, it says gateways of light. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. No limitations. How beautiful. And we know snake is such a powerful animal guide. What I'm really struck by, by the golden snake. There's something, I feel like it's after it's shed its skin and it's gone into its new growth. So that's what's coming to me. That's beautiful. Okay, then we go to Diane. Okay, Diane. Oh my, this is like, well, everything I just told Zoe, back again. So here we go, masculine and feminine, we are getting balanced. This is telling me that day 6 and 7, we are going to be doing some just like cosmic inner marriage to our masculine and feminine. Anyway, don't worry about what that means. Gateways of light, Diane, infinite. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Look at that. Gorgeous. Wait, hold on. I can't get used to the cameras on this. That full moon, that beautiful embrace, that golden snake, and that gateways of light. You have unlimited access to the divine mind. This reminds me of that infinity symbol. And I know, Diane, you've done the novena where we sit on the infinity symbol, that place where you know nothing yet can access all answers. That's what this card reminds me of. Beautiful. And then Destiny saying, my orchid was yellow with red. Oh, I love that. They came together as orange. That's so beautiful, Destiny. I love that. Yes. And hold on, let me read some. Patty. Yeah. Oh, Patty, I'm so glad that was what the meditation brought. That makes so much sense. Who else needs a card? I feel like I'm missing someone. Maureen, did you want a card? Like the comments kind of cover the old one. So yes, please. Okay, there we go. I was like, I know. So Maureen. All right. Wow, this turned out to be a long one, everyone. Well, you just have to go with it. Okay, like 20 wanted to come out for you too. One card for Maureen. Really? And Maureen, hold on. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Ooh, so much radiance in all these cards. The morning star, radiance. I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. And there's another male there. We have had, look at this. Look at that warrior knight with that shield. I love that. And I shoot for the stars. Radiance is my birthright. And I love that you have this. Oh, wait, Maureen, did I pick a card for you? I did pick a card for you because I was about to say, I love that the male is in here for you. Well, he's back. I feel like this card is for all of us because you know what? These comments sometimes come. So Maureen, bonus card. And I say bonus card for all of us. Look at this. Here we have the divine masculine protector. Right? And welcome, beautiful Ascended Master Jesus, beautiful Ascended Master Babaji, Maha-Avatar Babaji, Paramahansa Yogananda, Krishna. I'm just feeling like Vishnu, all of this divine masculine that's like, yes, we are here supporting the rising up of the priestesses because that is what's gonna midwife our planet into the next golden age. I really believe that. Thank you everyone for just being here, for anchoring these transmissions, and all of you who are watching the replay. know that all of these messages are for you as well. Thank you for your love and your light and your guidance. And I'm going to go now. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful, I just want to make sure I read everything, rest of your Saturday. And I will see you tomorrow for day 6 and then Monday graduation. Yay. All right. Bye, everyone. See ya.